What's going on, Slot Car family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This is mpslotcar and I'm Massimo. If you go back to the last video I posted, I got a delivery from the good folks over at Scalextric and they sent me a bunch of cars to the channel to review. So today we're going to do some pair-ups on the cars I got, just to have a fun little way to unbox them. We'll unbox two at a time, pair them up, do what we normally do on this channel and see what kind of lap times they can do and which one comes out on top. It's just a fun little review. So the ones we're going to start off with are behind me here, the two F1 cars we got. So let's crack them open and take a closer look, get my overall opinion on the look of the cars. Then we'll put them through their paces and see what they can manage on my layout. So, nothing else for me to say. Let's get into it. So here they are, looking mighty fine in their classic Scalextric casing here. So we'll start off with the Williams FW11B, which is the Nigel Mansell 1987, I believe. Yeah, 1987 British Grand Prix Nigel Mansell. And I mean, it's your typical Scalextric casing, nothing really to scream and shout about. It is a licensed product right there, licensed by the Williams Group. There's your code C4508. Let's open this up. Start taking a closer look at this car. Comes with your two extra braid sets there. Let's take this off its base. Take a closer look at this beast. Like I said, I have more of an appreciation of these the Williams cars. I've always liked Williams. They're, you know, a historic team now in Formula One. They've been there for so long. But after going to the Williams museum in the UK when we went for the Slot Car Fest, I have much more of an appreciation for Williams. So having this car added to my collection and a chance to review it, amazing. So first thing you'll notice on a lot of these cars, they have no branding on the tires. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if that's because of a licensing issue. There is Goodyear on the car, on the back there, and also on the front wing. So I'm not sure if that's because of licensing. Maybe someone that could clear it up for me. But I do prefer having nothing over having a brand like Carrera does their tires with their logo all over it. I flip those inside out anyway, so I'd rather have nothing than the brand like that. The paint on this car, I'm not seeing any flaws with it whatsoever. I mean, it looks... I see no runs. I see no orange peel on it. Seeing it under this light, I'm not sure if it's coming up on camera, but you would see any defects. So I'm not seeing anything wrong with the paint on this bad boy right here. You have the nice detailing with the intercoolers there on the front as well. The helmets, like I said in the last video, they look great now. They detail them very nice. There's a few in the past that they were just, if it was Nigel Mansell, it would just be a white helmet or something like that. But now they take the time. It's a little added detail, and I like the fact that they model the helmets. You can see his name there, Nigel Mansell. I hit the camera. Good job, Massimo. But the helmet looks great. And the car, the first impressions, looks very good. There's a look underneath. Not much really to see. But yeah, all the sponsors look to be correct. The Canon logo, iconic now when you see this car with the Canon and this color scheme. It's a beautiful car. So yeah, on this one, I can't see no major issues. I know some people complain about the paint on some of the Scalextric cars, but this one looks perfect to me. I'm not seeing no problems with that. Very happy with it so far. Let's see the Mario Andretti Lotus 79 here. Over here it has like a special little stand, I guess, to how this curves up there, so it makes it sit proper. So that's a nice little touch to have it displayed properly in the case. Nice touch, Scalextric. And like I said in the other video, this green, it's nice in person. It's a really dark, I don't know, olive green. I'm not sure what shade of green this is. If someone can tell me 50 shades of green, I'm not sure what green this is. But I like it. I mean, with the yellow and the martini and the little gold in the rims there. I think that looks sweet. It's a toss-up between these two. I'm not sure which one I like more. It's a different era of cars. This one's a 79 and the other one's an 87. So it's like almost 10 years apart. But I like this one. You have some nice detailing on the back there. Even underneath here, you got the suspension. There's your magnet. I'm not sure on these two if you could fit a digital chip. It might be tough if you want to run this on Carrera without having a conversion. It might be a little bit tough. It's doable probably. You could probably get one of those smaller like Slot Technic chips. But I'm not sure if a Carrera chip would fit in there or something else. But the paint on this one, again, it's looking pretty good. I maybe see a little bit of orange peel there. But not really, actually. It's just the color. The color looks good. I'm happy with it. And again, nice detailing here. The top there, the helmet. Mario Andretti had more of a basic helmet, so that is pretty accurate. There it has Andretti written on the back. Again, I really like the fact that they're modeling the helmets. They look great. And the car itself, I mean, I like this color. It's really, really growing on me. Got the front suspension work there. Nice detailing. Like I said in the other video, the intercoolers and the vents. They've done a good job with this. Out of the two, I'm not sure which one I like more. Maybe this one because it's different because it has that funky green color. And yeah, in terms of paint and finish on these, I don't have anything that I can really complain about. Nothing I can complain about at all. So I'm not sure which one of these, if I had to choose one, would be my favorite. Maybe I'm leaning more towards a Mario Andretti just because the color is different. But, I mean, this is a Williams. It's Nigel Mansell. They're both legendary drivers. So I'm not sure. It's a toss-up. But one thing we will do is pair them up against each other and see which one reigns supreme on this track. So yeah, let's get ready to rumble! When you don't cut the video right away after doing something like that, you just feel very embarrassed. Yeah. Today on mpslotcar, we got a head-to-head battle, a vintage F1 battle. We got Nigel Mansell in his Williams FW11B 1987 versus the Mario Andretti in the 1979 Lotus, the Lotus 79. Which one of these two will reign supreme? Let's find out. Alrighty, and this is 5 laps complete. And where did we end up on the leaderboard in terms of Scalextrics? Down in P4, not too bad. It's actually on par with the two modern F1 cars, the Lando Norris and the Alex Albon. It's right there with them. Let's see what we can manage with the Mario Andretti Lotus 79. Off the bat, it feels quicker than the Williams did. Feels like it has more straight line speed, although it is making a lot more noise, a little bit more chatter. But it does feel quicker on the straights. I do have to compensate in slowing down a little bit earlier for the corners, but I think these two cars are going to be very close in time. Got sideways on the bridge there, but as I suspected, at the end of it, Look how close they are. P4 for the Williams, P5 for the Lotus. Not much in it. The times are pretty much identical there. Two very, very competitive cars. It would be fun to race these two one against the other. Very close. Alrighty then, so I removed all the screws just to save some time. The Williams, 3 screws, and the body pops right off. There's a look at it, and here is the chassis and the magnet that we're gonna remove and give it a run. Everything else is just your typical Scalextric setup here. Now, the Lotus had a crazy amount of screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to remove the body. And when you pop the body off here, the wing comes off. It's a little bit separate, which is interesting. Take the body off. And this is not something I expected. The rear axle actually... can't even speak. The rear axle actually stays connected to the body, which I found interesting. Something different. Pretty neat. And here's a look at the chassis, which I thought was pretty cool because it has the nice slope here. Makes it as, I guess, realistic as possible. True to the real car with the aerodynamics. I like it. And there's a look at the chassis. Cool stuff. So we're going to remove the magnets on these. Just pry up on the motor, pop it off, and we're going to pry this out, or push it out with a screwdriver.
A few minutes later.
And here is that big old magnet that was holding the car down. This should be interesting now to run it without the magnet. You know, let's go make a fool out of myself, because why not? We'll take it out on the Williams as well. Same idea. Just push down on the magnet and it'll come right out. All right, so the magnets on both cars have been removed. I'm going to button these back up. We'll get to the track and run another 5 laps on each car and see what kind of a disaster I make. See you at the track. Alrighty, so we're gonna tackle the track without a magnet using the Mario Andretti Lotus first. And I can already tell, leaving the line with all that wheel spin, this is gonna be interesting. The back end is very loose, which is to be expected. I mean, this would be the equivalent, I feel, of driving these cars in the wet opposed to in the dry. Just adds another element of surprise, so to speak. But you can see the back end is very loose. It's fun to drift, although you're trying not to drift. You're trying to keep as much traction as possible. So let's sit back and watch the rest of these laps and see what we can achieve with this car. That's just skill, like coming out of the slot, bouncing back in. I meant to do that. All right, so non-mag, this car managed a 9.812 after 5 laps. Let's see if we can beat it with Nigel Mansell's Williams here. I am gonna say already halfway through the first lap, this car is a lot more loose than the Lotus was. I'm having a really difficult time putting the power down. You can see on the straightaway, it's dancing. The Andretti, once I was pointed straight, it stayed straight. This one likes to dance. It's much more loose. It's funny how different these two cars drive. I mean, they're two totally different bodies, so it's understandable. But this is gonna be interesting. Let's see what kind of lap I can achieve. I don't think this is gonna beat the Lotus, but let's find out. And as expected, a 10.510. It's actually a lot better than I thought I would do. And remember, the Lotus, we managed a 9.812. So the Lotus was quicker without the magnet, but with mags, they were identical in time, actually very close. And it would be a fun race, mag-wise at least. These two cars are very evenly matched. Without the magnet though, gotta give it to the Lotus. It was just easier to drive. Alrighty, Slot Car family. So thank you for joining me for this Scalextric's unboxing and head-to-head battle that we just witnessed, mag and non-mag. It was pretty fun, and I have to say I really do like these two. Okay, I'm biased. You know I'm a big F1 fan, so I'm going to say I like these, but the modeling on both of these are great. The sponsors are spot on, and the paint on these, I can't find any flaws with them, so I'm very happy with these. They handle pretty good considering that the guides don't work as good, non-mag at least, on a Carrera track, but they handled pretty well non-mag, almost like driving in the rain. So it was actually pretty interesting, and to see the time difference, mag and non-mag, which ones were quicker. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. And be sure to check out Scalextric for the full range of cars that they have to offer. This has been mpslotcar. I'm Massimo. Keep your guide in the slot, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Ciao.